everyone. The topic of my presentation is mating behavior of Abdopus in the wild. Abdopus aculeatus is a kind of small octopus. We can also call it algae octopus. His mantle can only grow to 7 centimeters. This part is his mantle. And its legs can grow to 25 centimeters. And this animal is good at mimicking. Mimicking means imitating. You can see this picture. This octopus fuse itself into the environment and can help them avoid the predator. And how do octopus have sex? Male octopus have a special tentacle. We call it octopuses, but we can simply call it mating arm, which is on the third tentacle of its body. And female octopus have oviduct. It's a female sex organ. The male octopus will insert his mating arm into female oviduct. The oviduct is like a pocket, which include the eggs in it. And it will inject the sperm and they can have babies. And additionally, the algae octopus has the most complicated mating behavior, which can separate into 4 types. I just introduced the first 2. First is guarding, adjacent guarding, and temporarily guarding. Adjacent means nearby. And why is it called adjacent guarding? Because when the 2 octopus was behaving in adjacent guarding, their dens are really close. Dens are their homes. And when they are having sex, the male will protect the female. You can simply imagine there are a couple, husband and wife, and the husband gets jealous easily, so he will guard the female and keep other male away from the female. And the difference between adjacent guarding and temporary guarding is because the temporary guarding, their dens are not so close, so they sometimes enter into guarding situations, sometimes they are not. And they will mate repeatedly into the weeks. This figure shows the typical type of adjacent guarding. You can see their dens are close enough, so the male can reach its arm to the female and they are mating. And next is transient and sneakers. You can see here is the single male octopus. He's single bachelor, and he's looking for a girl. And transient guarding means that single octopus mate with non-guarded female. Means the female is single too. So they just bump into hot octopus and they're having sex. In this behavior, no one will guard each other. Male won't protect female. After they're having sex, they just leave. So you can just think they just octopus one night stay. And next is sneakers. Sneakers is this single octopus type. He mate with a guarded female, which means this female has husband, but he still mate with it. So how does it happen? Because the female octopus, they are not loyalty. They can have a lot of mates at the same time. So this octopus, he just hide himself and sneaky stealing others' wife. And this is a behavioral category. I use different color make you guys easy to read. Okay. Next is the method. The experiment takes place in reef flat of Macon, Leiden, and Sulawesi, which all in Indonesia, during the 2001 to 2002. And we use focal animal observation. Focal animal observation means that we identified every individual by their sex and mental length. That means we just recognize each 167 individuals. And we qualify those individuals into the 9 guarding adjacent pair, 6 guarding transient pair, and 10 transient female and 8 transient male. And we focus on 2 octopus interaction. First is approach or retreat, means run away, touch with mating arm, or extension, insertion, withdrawal of mating arm, and mate rejection and grapple. Grapple means they fight together. And next is the purpose. We want to know the pre-copulatory mate choice. We want to know the standard of the octopus choosing the mate. They are picking or they are not. Next is the differential copulation rate by using different mating tactics. The copulation rate, you can see, is time of mating. We want to know the different tactics they use will cause any difference on the time of their mating. Third is the distant sex identification. And that's the result. First, we observe the 3 guarding male, adjacent guarding male, and 3 temporarily guarding male. They mating in transition situation when they are foraging alone. That means the octopus won't remain in one situation. They will change their situation, depends on the environment, depends on the situation they have been. And we found that most transient female, they did not sex whole day because they did not meet any male. And next is we clearly observe the sneakers mating. We found that first, they will hide behind the feature out of view of guarding, cause like rocks or some seaweeds, because if they've been caught, they will be kicked away. So they will hide themselves. Next, they will showing out and they will showing out the acute crisis. Acute crisis is mimicking pattern, which will make them more invisible, and will slow approach the female and sneaky mating with them. After mating, the sneakers will return into their dens and cover the entrance by pebbles or by rocks. And we found that all sneakers, they are mostly smaller or same size to the guarding adjacent male. And we observed 3 cases. 2 of the cases, they be caught by the husband and be kicked away, so they run away. Next is insertion rate. The average insertion rate falls into the 4.8 minutes in the duration of mating. And we divide it into the daily copulation rate. You can see this figure. The axis is female size, and the y-axis is the daily copulation rate. And we can see those 3 factors, tactics, size, and the copulation rate, there are not certain rules, and they have no connection. So does the male copulation rate. So we can see the insertion rate doesn't relate it to the female size, male size, or tactics. And next is mate rejection. We can see these 3 males, they use 3 different tactics, and the rate that have been rejected by the female are all same. So what does that mean? That means the female actually are not picky. They accept nearly every opportunity to have sex, and they did not reject the male based on the mating tactics, which is a good news to every man. And next is male-male competition. We found that most of the fight of male, they fight together because they are fighting for a female, which human did the same thing. And the guarding male, they have to chase away those competitors 0 to 4 male per day. And the sneakers, they only fight each other when they be caught by the guarding male. And next is sex identification. How can the octopus know the coming octopus is the male or female, or they just don't know? LG octopus is a swallow octopus which has highly visual ability. So when they saw a coming octopus, they can just watch and they will know it's male or female. Or next, they will detect the chemical signal. This is the first step of sex identification. After this, they will take the next steps. Next step is directed sex. When he knows the coming octopus is a female, he tends to touch the female with his mating arm, and they will have sex. You can see 206 out of 223. And when they know the coming octopus is the male, they tend to touch with non-mating arm. But they seldom touch each other, but if once they touch each other, they will cause rivalry. And that then is my conclusion. First, precopulatory mate choice are not related with body size and mating tactics. So you can see the female are not picky at all. And second, the insertion rate, which means the time they mating, wasn't related to the male-female body size nor den location. And third, the sex identification occurs before the directed sex, which means they can use visual or detect a chemical clue. And then they will choose directed sex, means they will touch each other. Thank you.
Okay. Q&A time now. Steven. Louis. Linda. Wayne. Starting with Steven.
Can you show the fourth slide? Is there any difference between the mating arm and the other arm?
Yes, the mating arm is less pigment. It's more no color.
Louis.
You can see,
Repeat.
you want to know what the reason caused the sneakers. You can see all sneakers were same size or smaller than guarding male. So they have the less ability to protect the female because they are smaller. They don't have too much strength. So they have to sneaky mating with others. Yeah.
Linda.
In these experiments, how do we know which octopus are the guardian male or guardian female?
Repeat.
Okay, you say it again.
In this experiment, how do we know which octopus are the guardian or guardian male or female?
Repeat, please.
You want to know how do we know the octopus is guardian male or guardian female? When they are guarding, when the two octopus guarding octopus they are mating, they will mating till weeks, and that time the male will follow the female tightly, so it will, and their dance will be really close, so we can know these two are behaving in guarding situation.
Wayne.
I want to know how long of the time does the one octopus to have two sexes?
Repeat.
You want to know how long does the one octopus have two sex? Octopus can only sex to one octopus in one time.
No. Between two. Between two main.
Mating events.
Yeah, between two mating events.
How long is the break?
Break? The calculation rate, I divided the time of mating and the total time for that day. So I don't know the break, but they won't keep mating with each other whole day, non-stop.
Volunteer question, any? Pastor, any? Pastor.
And before the one side talk about study site.
Oh,
Yeah, the night. I want to ask why do you choose this study site?
she want to know why do I choose this study site. I think because there are in my memory I slightly remember there's one some author they are come from Indonesia. That's it.
Okay, my turn. Okay, so I think most of you have the feeling that it's a very good talk. You learned something from this talk, and you probably also smile or laugh Okay, there are many good things about this talk. So first of all, if you later on watch the videos again, you will see that she looks at you very often, smiling, and this gives her a sense of confidence. She feels confident in what she is presenting. So this is very important to give people this impression. You are confident. Okay, and she also speaks slowly and in a confident way. Okay, that's the first good thing to say. And then she frequently humanized. I think there are so many examples. For example, she said they can have babies, or she said husbands or wives, or she said which is good news for every male. So things like this makes you feel she's using analog of human life to her research object, and this always makes your presentation more interesting. Okay, and then she also frequently explained her terms. For example, like this one, dance. She frequently uses cartoon, or when she wants to explain the behavior of animals, she uses, I don't know, there are a slide where they are fighting. Okay, she used animation. So these are all very good examples of PowerPoint skills. Okay, and so I think this is such a good presentation that I have little to add. So if I have to add something, then I will say maybe next time when you draw your conclusion, I think like the previous talk, the good talk, you can refer to your purpose again. So we know you address where's your purpose. Okay, so we know you address each of the points. You give answer to your questions. Okay, and then I also remember when I browsing through the paper, they talk about the stripes of the octopus, like it's related to the sex identification, right? So maybe next time you can say why they are able to identify when looking, because the male octopus has some stripes on its mantle. Okay, good. So let's thank Yungchi again.